They're Liam Browns. I've got 5. They were rescued from 1200 flock, and there were 35 left, so we took the 5. And they seem to be perfectly happy. They're quite easy to keep. We put them away at night, but they tend to put themselves away to bed now. They know when the dusk comes. I think it must be a natural instinct. The dusk comes and they find their roost for the evening. And I'm just about to clean them out. Now they might be a little bit skittish. They've not seen the rake before, and it seems that when they find something new, when something new enters their building, their territory, they do regard it as some sort of threat. Okay, so all I'm going to do is scrape up the excess bits of moss that they seem to absolutely love, and little bits of food that they haven't eaten, and of course their droppings. They don't seem too bothered with me in here, but they have got used to me coming in now. I tend to come down with something for their tea at about 5:30, and something that I've concocted in the kitchen. The other day it was carrots and apricots with bread mushed through it, and I put it down in 2 little places, one over there and one over there, and they're quite inquisitive to see what I put down. And when I come down at night time to lock them in for the evening, it's usually now they've also got their chicken hut that they roost in at night, and in a minute I'm going to do the chicken hut out and I'll show you the roosting. Now I've done the floor, it doesn't take long, they're not that bad, and now I've got to come at night. Oh, there's one in there. I'm going to have to turf you out, missus, because I want to clean. Anyway, we've got a hen house that was large enough for 6 chickens, and you need to have the nesting boxes as well in the back, so that they can get in and they can have and they can lay their eggs. I haven't cleaned them out now for about 5 or 6 days, because I read in the book that they only need to be done once a week. So I've come in now and it doesn't seem too bad at all. Roosting perch. Now this apparently they have to have, and it has to have this curvature to it. The measurements haven't actually come to my mind, I can't remember it, but they've all the hen houses should have this sort of thing in. Yeah, so that's just got to be scooped up into the bucket and fresh applied. It shouldn't be too bad. It's my old bank statement and bits and pieces that I don't want anybody to see. And the chickens have it underneath their perching, so it soaks up anything nice. I've just got to get the brush out and just brush the rest of that off. But this is the nesting area. They come in here, and I put this wood shavings in, and they come in here and they lay their eggs. Now I've got the 5 chickens, and I've had 5 eggs a day since I've had them. And it's quite incredible. It's lovely to have a fresh laid egg and fry it and put it on a nice little piece of bread and butter, and it's absolutely divine. So I've just got to do these out and then pop some of this wood chips back into the nesting area. It's not horribly dirty. It's just by brushing this wood shavings and the shreds, the paper shreds, just to get the last bits up. Then I'm going to replace all this evening for them to laying overnight. Now, when I come down in the morning, I just open the door from the night before when they put themselves to bed every night now, about 8 o'clock, and it's just, I think I've said before, it's just as the sun's going down. And tomorrow morning they'll lay they usually lay about 10 o'clock, they start laying. And you come down and you've got 3 or 4 eggs. Sometimes it's a little bit longer. And that's that. Now I've just got to do the perching bit off with my brush and get my shavings for the base. This is not terribly dirty, most of the stuff falls through. Just leave that there and I'll go and get the shavings. Now all I'm going to do here is just empty the shreds into the bottom here and all over, and then the actual perch will just sit on the top and this will soak up the feces. Much easier to clean out when you've got something like this to work with. A little bit of sawdust. I keep calling it sawdust, it's wood shavings, because that again soaks it. Pop this back on the top. There, and they're set for another few days. This is where I get the eggs in the morning. I don't have to go to the paraphernalia of taking this side bit off. This is just to aid cleaning it. But what I do is come into the back here. And this drops down, as you can see. You can get the eggs without disturbing the girls too much. And away you go with your eggs. And that just locks off if you don't catch your finger in it. Okay, I was quite surprised. I give them one of these every day and top it up. It's amazing how much they do drink, and they need their water at night as well when they go to bed. Right, there we are then. That's cleaning the chicken house. Right, I'm just going to pop these onto the compost so they'll make a nice compost. You can't put chicken feces straight onto the garden because it will burn plants apparently. So you put it onto the compost, it will settle down nicely and have some good compost for the garden next year. Very much is fresh worms out of my compost heap, so everything's still getting recycled. I'd like to, sometimes you find a flat kind of carpet of worms, but that's going in a little bit deeper, and I don't really want to interrupt anything that might be nesting at the moment, because we get the mouse and we get an adder down here, so I won't go too far in. And I've got 4 or 5 worms there. There's another one there. got away, must have known its fate. Right, so I'm going to have everything again. That'll be ready for the compost, ready for the garden in about 5 months' time. Right, there's my worms. Wiggly little toads. And off we go to the trees and see what they think of the world. They will like these. You're absolutely dead certain that they will like these. Straight to it. Here. Oh, down there, look. Oh, missed it. You see, they definitely like worms.
Okay, and we're going. And try and keep in the sun.
And this seems to be the last bucket. So I've had really only 3 buckets, but it's mainly obviously they're getting a little bit skittish here. Their droppings and the moss and little bits of food that they've left over that they haven't appreciated. It's funny how messy they can be. They've got a lovely grain pot and they throw in the moss in the grain pot and they throw the grain out onto the moss. Perhaps it makes it more exciting to eat. Don't want to say.
We can have outcuts at the end.
Yeah, I don't. No, I don't.
No, I think you should
that.
say.
No,
You should say it. And this, you can see
No,
what I'm
all I
using here
say
is
is
shredded paper from a shredder.
Yeah, I know, but they don't want to know what is shredded it is, do they? I mean, they're not
And
going
it's-
to be bloody interested in that.
You can say, and I'm using, all my old bank statements and credit card details and things.
Oh,
So,
for
all right, then.
God's
Well, don't say it then.
All I'll say, look, she wants to come out now, bless her. All I'll say is it's my shredded paper, my confidential shredded paper, and I put it in, and they see, and it goes underneath their perching pen,
Yep.
and it soaks up their urine and feces.
Go on, say it.
Look, boy, I'm doing it. I just said it. I just said what I was going
Right,
to
come
say.
in. Do it
Right,
again then.
okay.
Right, go.
What, the whole thing?
Yep.
Oh, for God's sake.
And as you can see here, go on, what I'm
Right,
using.
as you can see, I am using shreds of my confidential matter. And it seems to be very... Oh, shut up!
People won't know what the confidential matter are.
Shredded paper.
All right.
Right, so shredded paper from my confidential waste. So look. Okay. So, as you can see, I've used
Shredded paper.
shredded paper. It's
Go.
and of course, as I've said already, all the chippings and all the shavings from in here go onto the compost, and they have lovely fertiliser for the gardening.
Right. So say,
That I'm going for tea break.
yeah, I'm just going to put the lock. We always keep a lock on there
Yeah.
because we've got a school next door.
Look, I can't do this if you're going to keep giggling all the time. You keep giggling.
Come on, let's
I
be
can't
professional.
I can't.
Oh, you don't have to say that. Come on, whatever you want.
Is it running? All right. Now I keep a padlock on shed because we have a school next door, and I just don't want eggs missing or chickens in the garden when I come home at night. And I leave it unlocked. If we're around, I leave it unlocked. We've only got the house up here. So that's the last lot for the tea. Now I can get your tea. I tend to give them afternoon tea. I use paper shreds, which is for normally goes on straight onto the compost, and of course it's keeping my identity a secret. So nobody up over there. That's it. Oh dear. Right, okay. So I've just got to do their water. They've got food. I'm going to take this out and empty it a little bit down here because they like a little bit of mud to scrape up. There. The shreds that are left there won't matter. They'll like